Hi, I'm Tracy Leturgey.
I'm Eddie Trizzino.
And we're here with the Butler Eagle's first ever live election show.
All right, the energy's high. First election. How you feeling right now?
Oh, it's a good feeling around here. I mean, polls are still open, so there's still time to vote. Actually, there's just 15 minutes left to vote, and that was the first thing we wanted to talk about here today.
So welcome to the stream.
Yeah, welcome. Can everyone hear us okay? We did want to ask that. Is
Hopefully,
everyone good?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll hear comments, I'm sure.
Yeah. So everyone, we just wanted to talk a little bit about what to anticipate tonight. We'll start with the fact that polls are going to close in 15 minutes. And so if you are in line, you want to stay in line. And even if it hits 8 o'clock p.m., you are entitled to vote if you are in line. So do stay in line if you are already there. And beyond that, if you're not at your polling location yet, you've got to get there quick. So if you do not know where that is, you're going to want to go to pavoterservices.pa.gov and then look up your polling location by your address. Or you can do what I did earlier today. That was go to Google. Yeah.
Classic.
And Google has a nice little friendly type in your address option there, and it pulled up my voting location because I had just moved.
Mm-hmm.
This was my first time voting in Jefferson Township. What was it like voting for you today?
I just mailed. I did a mail-in ballot, so it
Okay.
was simple. I didn't get a sticker though.
Did you remember to date it?
I did date it. So
Okay. Did you date it correctly?
I did date it correctly. I got an email saying it was recorded, so
That's great.
I feel solid about it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right.
So we've been doing stories over the election cycle about the candidates, what's facing voters this election, and with every midterm, it's there's maybe less attention than a presidential election, but there's still been a lot of interest, especially for the governor and Senate race in Pennsylvania.
These were really important races.
Yeah.
You know that? Like,
yeah.
I mean, it may not be the president, but these are serious races too. I mean, with the governor race, the U.S. Senate race, the House of Reps race, like these are big decision-making roles. And so
if you are not at your polling place yet, and that speaks to you, maybe you should get there. Yeah, get there right now. So, all right. What are we gonna go over in the next few hours when the polls close and start getting data?
What we wanted to start with was just a quick rundown of the races that you'll be hearing about this evening here at the Butler Eagle. First is the governor race, and so that is going to be we've got Democratic candidate Josh Shapiro. He's the current Attorney General. He is facing off against Republican candidate Doug Mastriano to replace Governor Tom Wolf. And so we'll talk about that here more this evening. Mm-hmm. And then in the U.S. Senate race, Eddie?
In the Senate, we got Dr. Mehmet Oz versus John Fetterman, the Lieutenant Governor. One of them will be elected to replace Republican Senator Pat Toomey. Yes. Coming up on the cycle.
So he'll be retiring. And in the U.S. House of Representatives, we've got the 16th Congressional District. There we're going to have Mike Kelly versus Dan Pastor. Mike Kelly would be in his 7th term, and Dan Pastor, it would be new to this role. Mm-hmm. And this is a interesting race this year because that congressional district, which only previously included a portion of Butler County, now includes all of Butler County. So even if you're down in the south where Connor Lamb used to represent, or if you're among those who in Butler County was previously represented by G.T. Thompson, now your rep across the board in Butler County is going to be either Mike Kelly or Dan Pastor. Mm-hmm. And
we've got,
last but not least,
we got the 12th Congressional District. It'll be Stephanie Skilaba versus Robert Veig. Republican Stephanie Skilaba versus Democratic candidate Veig. Mm-hmm. They will replace Darrell Metcalf. This is affected by redistricting also.
Yeah, it is.
So the south part of the county, if I'm Great.
Yeah, so it's less so, but that part of Butler County is also reorganized a little bit, and I can speak to that.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about
little bit as well
redistricting.
later on.
Yeah.
We'll dive into that, but that race as well, they're going to replace Daryl Metcalf, who is also in the process of retiring. So we're going to have some new
faces.
Yeah, no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, with the governor race, the Senate race, and the 12th district. I mean, we're going to have new faces here representing Butler County. And that's a big deal.
Yeah, it'll be a change.
Yeah.
So big night.
So should we actually dive a little deeper into redistricting?
Yeah, let's start. That'll be a good starting point.
All right, guys, this is our first live election show here, so we are we're just excited to be here and share this information with you. It's a lot of fun. All right, so redistricting. So just to touch back on the Mike Kelly versus Dan Pastor race, because that's the biggest issue here. So actually the County Bureau of Elections, the Commissioner's Office, and Mike Kelly himself have reported actually getting calls throughout this election cycle about hey, why am I seeing Mike Kelly on my ballot instead of GT Thompson? Why am I seeing Dan Pastor instead of Connor Lamb? And so people were really curious about this, asking questions. So redistricting is a process that happens after the census. And so after a lot of debating back and forth, like a zillion different maps, they settled on this one that includes Butler County all in one district.
Yeah, it's about population changes and demographic changes that, every 10 years the census records. So yeah.
And so this is what they've settled on, and it does. I mean, it makes things a little simpler here in Butler County. I know there were some arguments for keeping Butler County actually all in one spot, but because of the ultimate decision, it's either Mike Kelly or Dan Pastor who would represent that, and that district is it's pretty large. So this district would include, it would include all of Butler County, Crawford County, Erie County. It does include, I should say, Butler, Crawford, Erie, Lawrence, Mercer counties entirely, plus just a little part of Venango County. And actually, a little bit more context around this. Pennsylvania lost one seat in the U.S. House of Representatives following the 2020 census. It left it with 17 districts, and so that ultimately affected how the lines were shifted around. So that's what you can see there. And redistricting, as we said before, also affected some other races. So it affected the lines of the state house districts as well. So where you see that this year on the ballot is with the race to replace Daryl Metcalf. So that new district includes Cranberry, Jackson, and Adams Townships, and Callery, Evans City, Harmony, Mars, Seven Fields, Valencia, and Zelienople boroughs. If you are among those who are represented by Mostello, Bernstein, you're going to see your district, and you might see different names here on your ballot next go around.
So lots of changes.
Yes, tons and tons of changes. But that's what we wanted to talk about right now. It sounds like we're pretty close to actually 8 p.m.
The polls closing. Yep.
So again, if you are 3 minutes from your polling location,
you can still make it if you're in line.
You can still make it.
If you're in line, you can still vote. If it's taken, if there's a line at the door, which is a good sign.
Yeah, that's a big deal. While we have a little bit of time, how was your election day?
We've had a good day. In Butler County, Life Steps does a pancake lunch throughout at the Tanglewood Center. We hit that up. I think the money goes to Life Steps, I believe.
Mhm.
So have a nice day
We
there.
actually met there earlier
Yeah.
today, along with a couple of the other Butler Eagle staff
You got to
members.
charge up. 'Cause
Yeah.
We'll be here a long time, so entertaining all you folks.
Yes, so we've got
How about you, Lois?
pancakes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was my day. I was at home, working a little bit from home this morning, and then we met up for pancakes. I love the pancake.
Yeah.
Is an all-day thing, and you know what? On election day, there's nothing that hits just right more than pancakes at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
It's an election day tradition.
Yeah, it is. I look forward to it for a long time.
Yeah, we did it last year, so why not again this year?
And just studying up on the elections and
Mhm.
actually going through a fire pretty recently, so
Yeah,
it doesn't
there
stop.
was just a fire
folks.
right before this as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, news doesn't stop even on election day.
Yep.
We see things happening, and we're here to cover them. So it looks like we've got 2 minutes until polls close. Let's talk a little bit about what actually happens then when polls are closed.
Mhm.
What happens here as a reporter?
So we got some of the TV stations on, which tend to have some numbers pretty early, nationally. But we here get updates on the Butler County website, the Election Bureau website, and we can keep track of results as they're made available. Each precinct will send their votes or their voting machines to the courthouse, I believe, or the Butler County.
Yeah, the Elections Bureau will actually collect all of the precincts.
Yeah.
I've got these little stars stuck
Yeah,
all over me. But yeah, the Election County Bureau will collect all of those results here for us, and that will, right here within Butler County, the race we'll be able to call, just based on Butler County results, is the race to replace Darryl Metcalf's seat.
Mhm.
And I've been avoiding saying those names, but it is Shalaba and Vigu, who are competing in that race. And so their district, if you would, is entirely confined to Butler County. So as results pour in this evening, we'll know
first to report
who is the winner of that race.
Otherwise, yeah, I'm hearing that some of the elections might not be able to be decided tonight because of the sheer numbers of votes. So we'll have to stay tuned on that.
And the Kelly Pastor race will be waiting for Butler County, but we'll also be waiting for all the other counties, all the way up to Erie County, and even just little portions of Venango County. So that's something we'll have to watch for and be able to hopefully call this evening and let you guys know who the winner is of that race. And we'll have Eddie actually doing a local report on how Butler County voted for the governor race and the Senate race. So we'll see what Butler said, but those larger numbers across the state, some places are going to get those results in really quick, and other places, might not have their results in by press time tonight. But we'll see it through and have things updated on our website as the night goes on.
All depends on where the precincts are, where they're going.
Oh yeah. It's a different time now. There was a time where you had to physically go to the
polling, the election bureau,
okay, I need this
That's
paper copy of what happened.
Now they send them electronically. So we keep a close eye, refresh the page constantly. So
that's what
you can do that too. You can
you can
also go on the website and check it out. ButlerCountyPA.gov, I believe.
Okay.
And there's a tab for the elections office that you can keep track of the numbers at. It's the exact same one we use.
That's right. Yeah, they'll post their precincts right there, so you can view them. And if you don't want to have to sort through that information, you can keep updated here at ButlerEagle.com, and we'll have we'll have a lot of our election stuff on the homepage, but all of our election coverage, both now and previously leading up to election day is in our election 2022 tab.
Mhm.
So at the very top of the page, or if you're on mobile, if you click on the menu, you can click on elections and view everything that's
Yeah,
that we
that'll
are.
be kind of aggregated for
Mhm.
the races that, affect or are taking place in Butler County, so that will
Yeah.
make it easy for you.
Absolutely. Okay, and then we also wanted to talk a little bit about what we had seen out at the polls today. So our staff is divided into two today. We had our morning team and then our evening team as well. And our evening team stays here nice and late, but our morning team was out there really early, talking to people at the polls. So we wanted to highlight some of what residents told us
Mhm.
here out and about. So Eddie, do you want to let us know what
So
people said?
one of our reporters went out to some of the polling locations and got some comments from some voters, and we just we got a couple quotes from some folks here.
Yeah.
Just asking them what's important to them and why they, what they're thinking of going into the polls. We've got one Tina Valaire of Concord Township saying that she is voting for change. She says, we're really not going in a good direction. I don't know how else to put that. So read that in the Butler Eagle tomorrow.
Yeah.
That'll be in there.
And other people said that the political process itself needs to be entirely overhauled. Ward, oh goodness, yeah, this is part
we
of
have them print out. Yeah, we
being
typically have
a print journalist thing. We don't have to typically say last names, but Ward Stackham.
Stake them.
Yeah, let's go with that. And he said the whole process needs to be looked at. When you have millionaires on every ticket, there has to be a way to straighten it out. So that's what he had to say. And then
okay, we got, and then okay.
And then what brought voters out as well? So we heard from voters earlier today that it was the governor's race and the Senate race that actually brought the most voters out. That's what people told our reporters, and they had opinions in all different ways. To be honest with you guys, we heard from people who were Democrats, Republicans, and all of those opinions and thoughts are going to be included in our stories that actually it's posted on the website now.
Yep, that one is. I read it.
Yes, and it'll
it's
be
a nice pulse story. So.
Yeah, absolutely. We talked to a lot of people there, and I really like that, getting a bunch of different opinions.
Yeah, I enjoy that.
Sharing the different nuance that's here in Butler County.
Mm-hmm.
What else do we have?
Well, we got to let people know the polls closed, so we're hopefully going to start getting results coming in. We'll try to keep you updated as much, whenever, pretty much as soon as we get the results. Hopefully you'll know.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
That's 8:00. The game time. So.
Yeah, and just a reminder: if you go to the Butler County Bureau of Elections website, you can see
the data come in.
Results coming in.
I think they tell you how many precincts are reporting.
Yes.
So
what you'll want to do is watch. You might see the results there, but if it's just one of 23 precincts reporting, that's not complete yet.
Mm-hmm.
You want to watch to make sure all of the precincts are reporting, and then that would be your final result for that specific race.
So, and it could, like we said, could take a few hours even for the local Butler County races. So for them to record the results.
And here in a bit, we'll actually hop off our live show and actually check to see if
numbers.
that's up there yet, and follow up with an update. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about what Will White, our county solicitor, had to say, and he there was also at the helm of the Bureau of Elections for a while.
Mm-hmm.
They since have promoted Chantel McCurdy, is that correct?
I believe so. That's
to the post. But we were talking to Will a little bit yet today as well. He said about the election that the democratic process in Butler County proceeded without any major incidents, and he said that this election is going much more smoothly than the 2020 election had. What else here? He also spoke a little bit about any issues that had occurred. He told us that one precinct had experienced one of the two ballot scanners not working properly, so it was replaced with another. And he said that there were other small issues. A precinct got low on pens, voting stickers, and whatnot. But all the issues that arose during this election in Butler County, he said, were manageable.
Yeah, so that's good news.
It's good to hear.
So yeah, good to hear it. You know, if they had any issues in the past, hopefully they smoothed them out. So we're hoping for a smooth night here, I know.
You know, one of the things I thought was really interesting, right before the election cycle really began, they at the Butler County Elections Bureau picked three precincts, and they like almost checked their work, if you would, from the most recent election. And within that, they found one discrepancy for the vote, which I think is it's kind of reassuring, I suppose, to see stuff like
one
that.
Out of like hundreds, thousands. So that's so.
Yeah.
And they changed a couple polling place locations, if I remember right, in Butler County.
They did.
It's escaping me right now, but I think they changed 2 or 3. They moved, or maybe even just one. I'm sorry, I don't know.
I hope those, who
that's the one to Google.
I didn't print that one out.
Yeah. So, but we're I mean, everything, we got everything. Everybody's in contact with the candidates they're following here, and we're hopefully going to get comments as soon as we can from them to post and what we have for results. And we'll keep those really add to the the story the next day, especially. So those candidate comments.
Absolutely. So real quick, let's just circle back on what to expect from the Butler Eagle here tonight.
Are our results going on Facebook too as they come in? Or are we
absolutely
okay,
yes,
okay.
That is our game plan. So as
website and Facebook. Yep.
Yeah, as we post them to the website live tonight, we'll also get Facebook posts up about each of these races. The races that you can expect us to cover tonight include let's just talk back through those again, Eddie.
Yeah, we'll have some localization of the Senate and governor's race, but we'll definitely have District 12.
Yes, which is the former seat
of Darrell Metcalf.
We'll
also have the 16th district for the House of Reps. Those are 2 big ones for Butler County. So we'll keep those, and like at least this 12th district we'll hopefully have pretty quick.
Yes.
But
So I wanted to talk a little bit about each of the candidates. We can dive a little deeper here. I think now that we're past that 8 o'clock deadline, if you're still listening to us here. Let's talk about the 16th congressional district first. That's the race between Mike Kelly and Dan Pastor, because I have that right here in front of me. So the new 16th congressional district includes all of Butler, Crawford, Erie, Lawrence, and Mercer counties and part of Venango County. And as we said before, the 2020 census caused Pennsylvania to lose 1 seat, leaving it with 17, shifted things around, and now all of Butler County, not just little bits of it, are covered by
the 16th district.
district. So
a lot of people have been familiar with Kelly. He's been in this Congress for
he's had 6 terms.
6
so this
terms,
will be his 7th. Yeah.
If he takes it home. But a couple of new folks might be represented will be represented by this district. So
So I'll tell you a little bit about Kelly here. Kelly has lived in Butler County for upwards of 50 years. He graduated from Butler High School in 1966. He attended the University of Notre Dame in Indiana. After college, he actually returned to Butler and he worked for Kelly Chevrolet Cadillac Incorporated, which was founded by his father in the early 1950s. He took ownership of the company in 1990s. So then before entering Congress, he served on Butler City Council on several boards, including the Housing Authority of Butler and a good number of other ones right here in Butler County. In January 2011 is when he was sworn into office for the U.S. representative seat. At that point, it was 3rd congressional district. Same general area, including portions of Butler County, but a different number back then. Since January 2019, he has represented the 16th district. Pastor, his opponent here, he is actually.
It's his first time seeking elected office. He's from Erie, I believe. I interviewed him when he came
maybe
to
it's
town.
Crawford County.
Crawford County, or Erie County, right?
Okay.
Is that not?
No, Crawford's
Maybe
just south of Erie,
okay.
but he's from that general area.
Yeah.
We talked about snow whenever he stopped by our office. I went to school up that way, so we were both familiar with the snow that area gets. But can you tell us a little bit about him?
He has served as an appointed member of the Fish and Boat Commission for District 1, which includes Butler, Clarion, Lawrence, Mercer, Venango, Crawford, Erie, Forest, and Warren counties. He's been on there since 2019. The governor is the one who appoints those positions. So if it was 2019, it would have been Governor Wolf. At age 10, he said he began working for the Pastor Builders, founded in the 1950s by his late father and uncles in Erie. It's one of the largest contractors and property owners in Erie, he told the Eagle. He received a bachelor's degree in economics from Indiana University of Pennsylvania, IUP for all you acronym folks. He then received a law degree from the University of Pittsburgh, and he had cases in state, federal, and appeals courts and served as solicitor for municipal entities. Well, he worked at the Erie law firm. In 1994, Pastor and three other people started Erie.net, the first internet provider in Erie, and 6 years later, he and his brother started Fish USA as an online tackle business. As Fish USA grew, he devoted his full-time efforts to the business and stopped practicing law. That business had retail stores in Fairview Township, Erie County, and employs about 60 people, he said. And he's been married to his wife, who is also from Erie, for 35 years. So we got little first timer against the incumbent Kelly. We'll see what happens there.
Absolutely, but I mean, either way, definitely a big change for Butler County.
Yeah, just the districting at least.
That district being all of Butler County for the first time ever. The other race I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about is the race for the 12th district.
12th, yeah.
Yeah. So we talked to both Stephanie Scalaba and Robert Vigue. Stephanie is our Republican candidate, and Vigue is our Democratic candidate in this scenario. When talking to both of them, they spoke about infrastructure, inflation, and the state of economy as being hot topics for both of them. They're vying to replace the Republican state rep, Daryl Metcalf, who announced his retirement earlier this year, and even had a whole he did a whole speech even since then about his retirement and some final remarks in that regard. This specific district is going to consist of Adams, Cranberry, Jackson Townships, Callery, Evans City, Harmony, Mars, Seven Fields, Valencia, and Zelienople boroughs. For them, again, the economy was a pressing issue, but I want to talk a little bit about their individual focuses as well. VU expressed intentions to promote better treatment for older residents in his district, especially in the realm of healthcare. And he also said that he wants to bring money back from Harrisburg into our district and start sending it so we have infrastructure here that is world class. Scalaba. Yeah, it's one of those print journalist things.
Yeah,
like you said before. We don't have to say them typically.
Yeah.
She spoke to infrastructure improvements as a priority, especially in the face of unprecedented growth in southwestern Butler County, which is, I mean, indeed the case. There's a lot going on in southwestern Butler County. She said, we pay a lot of taxes out here and we need to see that coming back. She said in education, specifically school curriculum and philosophy of school choices as goals to address if she is elected. So those are two of the races that are very, very specific to Butler County, but you will see the governor race and the U.S. Senate race as well covered with the localization by Mr. Eddie Trizzino here.
Yep. And on that note, we're going to take a break. We'll come back in a little bit and kind of get some updates, hopefully on some polling numbers. So thank you for tuning in. We'll be back. Come back to see us. All right, we're back here at live from the Butler Eagle on election night. We're
Yeah.
it's 8:30 about. We're getting some results in here, and we wanted to give you guys an update.
Yes.
8:38.
So
I should say.
actually, we're not seeing any results in Butler County here yet, but we are seeing some in the governor race and the Senate race trickle in. So
we are on the Butler County Election Bureau website, checking for updates right now. If you're wanting to follow on too, you can go to butlercountypa.gov, and there's a tab. It is the election returns 2020 to present. If you click that, you can get to the results that are brought as they're brought in. You can click summary reports. That'll be the easiest way probably for you to check in with what everything that's in so far. But if you want to be more specific, there's a button for precincts, and you can see how each precinct is reporting.
You know what I love about summary reports here is that you can see how all of the precincts in Butler County come together.
Yeah.
And so they'll show that, maybe 3 precincts are reporting of X, precincts, but, it's not complete yet, but you can see how the vote is split up so far. And then throughout the night, you'll see more and more and more precincts reporting until they're all there. And then you have the final results. But it's equally as interesting and exciting to look at the precincts and
the individuals,
see, hey, Jefferson Township voted this way. Or, the city of Butler
said this.
Yep,
all the different, I can't remember how many precincts there are. I think there's 100.
Oh, wow, you can really
we should check that right
one.
now. I think if you click on it.
A lot.
If you go to the summary, I believe it tells you how many precincts, and then it'll tell you how you report.
Okay, summary reports. It's not gonna let me click on that yet.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, we don't have it. It's not up yet.
I don't know
like
how many precincts there are right away. Precinct summary. Let's see. So we've got. Yeah, this doesn't tell me either. Okay.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know.
But then we don't have any results yet. Any precincts reporting from Butler County, if we are
that is correct.
Is correct.
If you want to see how those results will look, though, whenever you click on that link there, it says election returns 2020 to present. You can it takes you to this current election, but you can click on each of these other tabs and see how the Bureau of Elections has reported this in the past. So you get the summary report. You can see the precincts as well, and that's just really neat. So you can see what to expect tonight.
Yep.
But if you don't want to have to navigate this, there's another option.
Subscribe to the Butler Eagle, and that's why we are here. It's true. But yep, we are going to be reporting the results as they come in on butlereagle.com.
Yes.
So stay. There's a tab up top, right?
Yes.
Election coverage right in the top banner.
Election coverage. So and if you're using your phone, if you're using mobile, I've got stars on my phone now. You can go to the menu, and there also election coverage will be there. If you go there like tonight, tomorrow, it's probably going to be on the home page. You won't have to dig too far. Yep. But for current coverage, past coverage leading up to election day, that's your resource.
That's the hub.
Yes. And if redistricting confused you, as it did so many others, there's lots of coverage of that as well.
Yep.
Under that election tab.
We've written plenty of stories. Yep.
Yes. So we also, in coming back, we wanted to talk about those bigger races here.
Yep.
The Senate as well.
We got briefly. Tiny bit of precincts reporting, Senate and governor races. Not like we said, none in Butler County as of yet.
Yes, but with 8% in the governor race, we're seeing that Shapiro is ahead at this time. Now, the thing I would note with that is that it's a lot of the cities that are reporting right now. So he does seem, drastically ahead right now, but that's with 8% of the vote in. So that really, it's exciting to follow along, but it really doesn't tell you anything right now.
Yeah, 8% is nothing. So
it tells you how those specific areas voted.
Yeah.
But we have to see what the state said as a whole before we really, call anything or have any idea of what that'll look like. But let's talk about the governor candidates here for a minute. Can you tell us about Shapiro?
All right, Shapiro, he's the current Attorney General of Pennsylvania. On the trail, he is he's touting his record as the Attorney General and mentioning he's taken on cases addressing sexual abuse within the Catholic Church. He sued the Trump administration over health care and reached settlements over student loan abuse and the opioid crisis. So those are a couple issues that he's pushed on the campaign trail. Yeah. He was in Butler County, I believe. I remember one time he was here. I don't remember if he might have been more, but once he visited.
Yeah, I don't think he actually came this specific election cycle.
He was in the county.
But he has been here. Yep. Yeah.
But he's been Attorney General since 2016. Elected to the position 2016. So, yep.
And his opponent is Republican candidate Doug Mastriano. Doug Mastriano is a retired military officer who has served in the Pennsylvania Senate since 2019. He represents the 33rd district. Yep.
So state senator there. So.
And the attorney general. So I mean, those are two people who already hold elected office who are competing.
Familiar names for some. So.
And then with an 8% reporting for that Senate race with Oz and Fetterman, we're again seeing Fetterman ahead as we talked with the governor race, though. Yeah. That's 8% of the vote. That's 8% of the state. It really doesn't tell us an awful lot right now, but we'll keep you posted throughout that. Just to tell you a little bit about those candidates, I was supposed to talk about Fetterman.
Yep.
Okay.
You got Fetterman.
Fetterman. So Fetterman is a native of York, Pennsylvania. He later moved to Braddock, and it's right outside of Pittsburgh, to start a GED program. He has run for mayor, and he was later elected. He ran for mayor. He was elected as mayor in January 2006, and then he was elected as lieutenant governor in 2018. So he is vying for the Democratic seat, and his opponent is
Dr. Oz, Republican candidate. He's the son of Turkish immigrants and grew up in Wilmington, Delaware. If he's elected, he'd be the country's first Muslim senator. And the 62-year-old doctor, he is a heart surgeon, I believe, and made a name for himself through a television program
called the Dr. Oz
Show. So that's where folks might know him from. So
that's those two candidates, and so you can watch for results in the governor race, the Senate race, and also some very Butler County specific races as well. You'll want to watch for the 16th congressional district seat. That is Mike Kelly versus Dan Pastor. That includes Butler County and all the way up to Erie County, with little parts of Venango County as well. And we'll also very closely be covering the 12th district race. That's a state rep race.
Senate, yep.
Yeah, for the
with Stephanie Skilaba versus Mr. Vigu.
Vigu, yeah, Robert.
So Robert Vigu. So we're those ones will be, I believe, completely original stories from the Butler Eagle reporters.
Absolutely.
And with the interviews those will be interviews with the candidates and hopefully the results, whatever we can get tonight. As we mentioned before, especially for the state Senate or for the U.S. Senate and the governor's race, we might not have the results tonight. We're going to report what we can, but stay tuned. We'll keep you posted.
Absolutely. Yep. And I just hopped back to the county election bureau's website. That's butlercountypa.gov, where we're checking for those results. The election returns 2020 to present is the tab you want to click on there. And as of now, there aren't any precincts reporting here in Butler County yet, but we're actually going to hop off the live show here soon and talk about that.
We'll be in and out, I believe, or are we coming back after this break?
No, I think we're just going to go ahead and refer people to the website. But does anyone have any questions?
Let's get some audience questions. Hopefully everybody's tuning in.
If you guys have questions about the races, we'd love to hear them.
We've got a couple minutes here.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like we said, it's been a pretty good day for me so far. Everything's been building up to this basically. So we're kind of. This is
earlier.
kind of a, yeah,
Yeah, we started our day with pancakes.
we did, we mentioned that, yeah.
That's
So-
what we said earlier. I mean, we did. We went over to the Tanglewood
Tanglewood,
Center where they
yeah.
had
You
the
know where that is.
traditional election day celebration, and
I think it was a fundraiser for Life Steps.
yeah, for Life Steps. And so we were there. We ate pancakes. We ate sausage. I took a go at the raffle baskets.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't got a call yet, so that's not a good.
I don't know when they pick.
Yeah, we'll
So.
find out.
No questions yet?
That's all right.
We can take one or two.
3
So,
or 4.
3 or 4.
All right. Well,
We love questions.
just wanted to thank everyone for tuning in. This is our first go here at a live election show, and we want to, do these kind of things more often.
Give it a shot. Yep. Maybe we'll do more if more topics call for it. The reception's good.
Absolutely. So, thanks everyone for tuning in. Do keep an eye on butlereagle.com and on our Facebook page for updates throughout the night.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to the Butler Eagle if you don't. We do our we do a lot to cover Butler County here. We
A lot of local
look to
reporting.
cover it from top to bottom. So
We're out here.
Yeah.
So all
All
right.
right,
Hope
well-
everybody has a good night.
I'm Tracy Leturgey,
I'm Eddie Trizzino.
and we're signing off.
Good night.